the pure agent. The definition of the pure agent means the person who enters into transaction as he enters into contractual agreement to enter to do the transaction as a pure agent, to incur the expenditure or cost, neither intends to hold or holds any title, does not use for his interest, receives only actual amount incurred to procure. These are the 4 transactions, 4 conditions when the person will be called pure agent. Now consider conditions to consider the pure agent. That means if we are acting as a pure agent, then these 3 conditions has to be fulfilled. What is the fulfilled? Supplier acts as a pure agent of the recipient of the supply when he makes the payment to third party on authorization by the recipient. Try to understand one thing. In pure agent concept, there are 3 parties involved. For example, as a chartered accountant, I am incurring the expenses for the hotel. I am staying in the hotel. I am making the payment in hotel. When I am making the payment in hotel, there a hotel is there, chartered accountant is here, and the client of the chartered accountant is there. So there are 3 parties. Similarly, when I am making the payment to the ROC, the payment to the ROC, I am making the ROC site or the ROC itself is the one party, chartered accountant is one party, and the client is a third party. Now read the condition again first. Supplier acts as a pure agent of the recipient of the supply when he makes the payment to the third party on authorization by such recipient. Yes, I am authorized to make the payment on those in both the categories. Payment by the pure agent on the behalf of the recipient has been separately indicated in the invoice. Yes, it can be incurred. Supplies procured by the pure agent from third party, the pure agent of the recipient of the supply, addition to the services he supplies on his account. That means whatever you are charging as a pure agent, you have to show separately in your invoice. Now going back to the condition. Neither intends or holds any title of goods, does not use for his interest own interest. Let me tell you, when I stay in the hotel, I am not holding the title of the goods or services. I am holding the title of the services because I am staying there. I am using the property, though I have gone to the Bombay, but when I am staying in the hotel or when I am incurring the expenditure, basically those tickets are in my name. Those tickets are not named in the name of my client. But when I make the payment to the ROC Challan, there is a special reference into the ROC Challan for whom the payments are being made. We have to distinguish those things between the lines. Whenever I am making the payment to third party, whether I am making my own behalf for my own, or I may take the reimbursement, that is a different position. But what we have to understand, whether those payments are making my for own or for the purpose of third party. When I'm staying in the hotel, I am making the payment for my own, for doing the assignment. But when I'm making the payment to the ROC, I am making the payment on behalf of third party, because third party will become the liable for making those payments. For example, octroi is paid, or suppose toll charges are paid. Toll charges are against a truck. Whenever the truck is going, if whoever the truck owner, the liability of the toll charges becomes the liability of the truck basically. So basically what happens in the pure agent, the 3 parties are involved. In expenses when we are incurred, the person who is making the payment clearly knows I am making the payment of the third party, and third party who is receiving the payment already knows that the payment is made by the person B, but that is made on behalf of A. That has to be very clear. So whenever we are making the hotel payments, or we are making the payments for my traveling, I am holding the title. I am using those services on my interest. I am using those services and providing my services. See, though I am taking those services, I am providing my own services while making the payment to the ROC. Those ROC challans are directly service to the client, to the company, because the payment is done for those companies. Ultimately, those challans are not made. The company will become liable to make those challans. What is the basic distinction comes when we talk about the ROC challan? If the company don't pay the fees in time or ROC fees in time, who will pay the interest and liability? the company will make. But when we talk about the traveling, I am doing the traveling, the tickets in my name, I have booked the tickets. In that case, the company, I will able to pay against those expenses. So I will not be acting as a pure agent in those capacities. When I am acting as a pure agent, what will happen? My taxable value becomes zero. That principle we have to understand. When I am acting as a pure agent, my taxable value becomes zero. That means if as chartered accountant, I'm raising an invoice of 50,000 rupees plus 1,50,000 rupees as my transaction for the ROC fees, then the transaction value, the taxable value for the purpose of reimbursements of 1,50,000 will become zero. That means my invoice value will be 2 lakh plus 50,000 GST, GST on rupees 50,000, but my taxable value will be only 50,000 rupees because taxable value of pure agent of 1,50,000 becomes zero. So what concept we have to keep in mind here? In the case of pure agent, the value of taxable value becomes zero. It is not the transaction is not taxable. It is like that the taxable value becomes zero in the case of pure agent. That we have to keep in mind. In the case of pure agent, I am repeating again, we have to see all the conditions of Rule 33. If the conditions are met out, in the case I am showing that value in my invoice separately, my taxable value becomes zero, my invoice value may be different. That becomes very important fundamental principle for the purpose of tax pure agent. My taxable value becomes zero. It is not my services becomes exempt or no becomes non-taxable. My services becomes taxable, but the value of those taxable services becomes zero in the case of pure agent. That we have to